This is the Audi A6 Avant e-tron. As you probably already guessed from its name, it's an electric concept car that shows what a future Audi A6 Avant replacement could look like. It isn't the only cool car that'll go on sale soon though. In this video, I'm going to show you 10 of the most exciting new cars you'll be able to buy in the next few years from loads of different brands. And just so you know, I'll start with the Audi, then go through the cars alphabetically. There is no favoritism going on, okay?
Buying a new car? Then head to CarWow and my team will help you find your next car at a fair price. CarWow, your one-stop car buying comparison site.
The new Audi A6 Avant e-tron is based on the normal A6 e-tron concept from last year, so it looks pretty similar from the front. It looks very different from the back though. The regular A6 e-tron was a four-door coupe like an A7, but this new car is a proper estate like today's A6 Avant. It looks much more futuristic than that car though. I love the rear light bar, and the contrasting rear diffuser looks more like it came off an RS model than a practical electric vehicle. Speaking of which, this new electric car will have some serious performance. It has two motors, one on each axle, so it's four-wheel drive, and they combine to produce 476 horsepower and 800 Nm of torque. That's about 130 horsepower and 100 Nm more than you get in today's Audi S6. That means it's properly quick. Audi says that the most powerful versions of the A6 Avant e-tron will do 0 to 60 miles an hour in less than 4 seconds. That's almost as quick as an Audi RS6. That car does 0 to 60 in 3.6 seconds. There will be some less bonkers versions available as well though. Audi says it'll also make a single-motor A6 Avant e-tron with 435 miles of range, and they'll all be compatible with 270 kilowatt fast chargers. These can boost your car's range by 186 miles in just 10 minutes. The A6 Avant e-tron also has a neat feature that will help you pass the time while you're recharging. You can use the car's matrix LED headlights as massive projectors to play video games at night. This feature might only come on high specification cars though. Speaking of which, you'll need around £50,000 to £60,000 to get your hands on a new A6 e-tron and A6 Avant e-tron when they go on sale sometime next year. This is the new Alfa Romeo Tonale. Yes, I know it looks like it's pronounced toenail, but it isn't, okay? I checked with some Italians. Tonale. Anyway, the Tonale is smaller than the Stelvio, but it's still supposed to feel like a premium SUV. It's basically Alfa's alternative to the BMW X1 and the Volvo XC40. I reckon it looks much more interesting than those cars on the outside though, mainly because of its super cool daytime running lights. It looks great inside too, just like all Alfa Romeos. Just check those paddle shifters. Unlike other Alfas, the Tonale comes with a range of new hybrid engines. There are two 1.5-litre hybrid petrol engines on offer. They produce 130 or 160 horsepower and come with an automatic gearbox and front-wheel drive. But there's also a 1.3-litre plug-in hybrid with a more powerful electric motor. This produces a total of up to 275 horsepower and has four-wheel drive instead. Now, if you like the sound of this new Alfa, you'll be able to buy it later this year. Now, if you're enjoying this video so far and you haven't done so already, please subscribe to CarWow and hit the bell icon to turn your notifications on. That way, you won't miss a single upload. Cupra is getting ready to release an all-new electric SUV called the Tavascan. Now, that may sound like some kind of indigestion tablet, but anyhow, it'll use the same platform as the Volkswagen ID 5 GTX and Skoda Enyaq VRS, but it'll look completely different from those cars. I reckon the design is great actually, maybe even better than the Cupra Formentor, which I really like the look of. Now, this new car should have the performance to match its looks, all thanks to dual electric motors making a total of 306 horsepower. That's only 4 horsepower less than you get in a top-spec petrol-powered Formentor. This means that the Tavascan should do 0 to 60 miles an hour in less than 6.5 seconds, and top specification cars are supposed to get a 77 kilowatt-hour battery, which will give them close to 300 miles of range on a charge. There is a problem though. High-end versions will probably set it back almost £60,000 when it goes on sale in 2024. After all, that's how much you'll have to pay for a Volkswagen ID 5 GTX. Remember Fisker Automotive? You can actually trace its roots back to the Fisker Karma, which was an interesting-looking four-door hybrid GT car from 2011. Since then, the company has changed its name to Fisker Inc. and designed a brand new electric SUV called the Ocean. Entry-level versions come with a 275 horsepower electric motor driving the front wheels, but top specification versions get 2 motors and therefore 4-wheel drive. These produce a total of 550 horsepower, and that's enough to blast this practical family SUV from 0 to 60 miles an hour in around 3.6 seconds. That's only 1/10 of a second slower than a Tesla Model Y performance. Fisker has confirmed the Ocean is coming to Europe this year, and that entry-level cars will cost less than £35,000. That's almost £20,000 less than the cheapest Model Y. I'll believe it when I see it. Hyundai is getting ready to launch a brand new Ioniq 6 electric car very soon. It'll be inspired by the gorgeous Prophecy concept car from a few years ago, so it should turn more heads than something like a Tesla Model 3, which are common as muck these days. Hyundai hasn't confirmed any details yet, but you can expect the Ioniq 6 to come with the option of 1 or 2 electric motors. It's also a safe bet that you'll be able to get the same choice of batteries as the Ioniq 5, from 58 kWh to 78 kWh. The Ioniq 6 will be a lot more aerodynamic than that car though, so it should come with a longer range. 300 miles on a single charge is a likely figure. That's about the same as a rear-drive Tesla Model 3 can manage. You'll be able to find out for sure when the finished car goes on sale, probably later in 2023. Hyundai is also working on a new electric SUV that's inspired by the Ioniq 7 concept. It should get the same retro pixel-like design as the Ioniq 5, but it'll be much larger, probably a 7-seater to rival the Tesla Model X. That car won't arrive for a few more years though. Nissan is about to start selling a brand new electric SUV called the Ariya. It'll come with a range of battery and motor options. There'll be an entry-level car with a 63 kWh battery and a 218 horsepower motor. You'll also be able to get a version with a beefier 87 kWh battery, which should be capable of up to 380 miles of range. If that doesn't float your boat, Nissan is also making a dual motor version with 390 horsepower, which should be capable of 0 to 60 miles an hour in around 5 seconds. That'll make it pretty much as quick as another brand new Nissan, the Z sports car. Now this couldn't be more different than the Ariya if it tried. It's an old school coupe with a twin-turbo 3-litre V6, a manual gearbox and rear-wheel drive. It sounds great, doesn't it? The only problem is it won't go on sale in the UK or Europe. Boo. Why? Damn it. Polestar's just revealed a concept called the O2. It isn't a posh coupe like the Polestar 1 or a smart SUV hatchback thingamajig like the Polestar 2. It's actually a stylish convertible sports car. Now who saw that coming? The design was inspired by the gorgeous preset concept from a few years back, but the O2 has a few tricks up its sleeve. For example, there's a built-in drone that can launch itself from a slot behind the back seats. It can fly around chasing you while you drive. Then it can upload the footage to the car's 15-inch touchscreen infotainment system when you park. Okay, that seems completely pointless unless you're into making videos for YouTube. Oh, actually, maybe we should get one. Anyhow, the O2 won't actually go into production. Well, not like this anyway, not with the drone and stuff. But some parts of it will show up in other new Polestar cars. For example, the recycled polyester materials in the O2's cabin could be fitted to the new Polestar 3 SUV. And the O2's bonded aluminium chassis features technology that will also get used to make a high-performance 4-door GT car called the Polestar 5. Now you can actually expect to see that car go on sale in 2024. Porsche is working on an all-new electric Macan SUV. This new car will be based on the same platform as the Audi A6 Avant e-tron mentioned earlier. That means it will share lots of its bits with the new Audi, including its 800-volt electrical system and rapid 270 kilowatt charging. Top specification Macan EVs will come with dual motors, and you can bet there'll be a fast GTS or turbo version too, just like with the Taycan. The new electric Macan will go on sale in 2023, alongside the normal petrol-powered car. Yes, you'll still be able to get a petrol Macan if you prefer, for a little while anyway. Renault is planning to launch 7 new electric cars by 2025. Some are electric replacements for current petrol and diesel-powered cars, like the latest Megane hatchback, but it will also make a couple of brand new EVs, inspired by classic Renaults from the 1960s and 70s. First, there'll be a small electric hatchback based on the old Renault 5. It'll look something like this concept and could replace the egg-shaped Renault Zoe. The other will be a more practical SUV inspired by the Renault 4. Renault's sporty sub-brand Alpine is also working on a few new electric cars itself. It'll build a hot hatch version of the new Renault 5, and it's also developing an electric SUV and a brand new electric sports car using parts developed with Lotus. Volkswagen already makes loads of electric cars, but I reckon this is the coolest by far. It's called the ID Buzz, and it's been inspired by the classic camper van from the 1950s and 1960s. The entry-level Buzz will come with a 204 horsepower motor and a 77 kilowatt-hour battery that'll give you around 250 miles of range. But you'll be able to get other versions with different motors and batteries in the future. You'll also be able to get it with up to 7 seats, like a Tesla Model X, but unlike the Model X, there's going to be a practical commercial version too. Now, I've actually already driven a prototype version of the ID Buzz, but I wasn't allowed to show you the exterior nor the interior in that video. If you want to see what the van drives like, click on the pop-out banner in the top right-hand corner of the screen or follow the link in the description below to go check that video out. But here you can actually see what the full interior looks like, and it's very retro but also quite modern. I think Volkswagen has done a good job. I can't wait for the campervan version of the ID Buzz to arrive later on, probably in 2023. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like. Let me know which is your favourite car in this list in the comments below. Click on the video windows for some more videos, and if you click on the box, you can go to CarWow to sell your car.